Thank you for joining us today at Everyday Yoga. My name is Christine. My pronouns are she and her, and this is a recording of a live Zoom class. I've had a few people let me know that my recordings are a little blurry, but that's probably because I cheaped out on the camera. So I am going to invest in a new camera, so I apologize for the quality, but we'll definitely get it fixed. So any comments, always welcome. One thing I did want to mention is I got a new yoga mat. This was my old one here that I was using that says Everyday Yoga, we love you, Mom, on it. It was given to me by my son and daughter-in-law, and I have literally used it so much that it's starting to fall apart. So it had to go over here, and I got this new cork yoga mat. I love, love, love this mat. They're not a sponsor. I won't even tell you the brand because there's lots of different brands out there, but if you ever need a new mat, definitely get a cork one. It's antibacterial. It's not as anti-slip as a sticky mat, so you're not stuck to it, but it's definitely got a little grip to it. Yeah, so anyway, if you are in the market for one, check them out. So we're going to start today in a lying down position. I am going to use this bolster, which is about 5 inches or so in diameter, 4 or 5 inches. It is not as thick as this bolster here, but it's a lot softer than a block. And we're going to come into supported bridge. If you don't have a bolster like this, you can use just any old small pillow, or you can take a blanket and roll it up to make a little improvised bolster. But I do have a bolster, so I'm going to use mine today. And I'm just going to sit in the center of the mat, my knees bent for a moment here, and my feet flat on the floor. And I'm going to pull that bolster right here, just right behind my low back, my sacrum. And walk down to your, actually, wait, don't do it that way. Let's do it this way. Put it under your knees to start with. That'll be safer. And we'll go down to our forearms, and we'll just kind of bring your support with you. Sort of draw it in with your lower legs. And we're going to press into the mat with the arms and press into the feet. Lift the hips just enough that you can reach down and position your support right underneath your sacrum. So it is placed just below where your waistline is, maybe where you'd have a belt if you were kind of wearing high-waisted pants. Oh, that already feels really good. Go ahead and get yourself in your supported bridge position. Make any adjustments you need to so that you feel nice and comfortable. And just take your feet out as wide as the mat or so, and let the knees fall in towards one another. And you might want to adjust your feet, heel toeing them closer or farther apart, depending on your anatomy, so that the knees are touching one another and supporting one another, and you feel this opening across the hip flexors, already just sinking down. You can take your hands and just gently press very softly into the hips and move your hands, your fingers down and around and outside the hips, maybe even on the outer hips. Maybe you might want to take the fingers or the thumbs to the upper hips, this kind of hip bone here. I can barely touch mine. You may or may not be able to find yours, but if you find any tender spots along your hips, your hip flexors, anywhere you can reach. Just go ahead and bring some gentle touch to those areas. Maybe slide down into the IT band a little bit. And just let them open up and have some gentle healing touch here. And any places of tenderness that you come to along the way, just send them a little gentle acknowledgement of compassion and love and healing. And when you've had enough of that, just bring your hands to your belly, or you might want to rotate your shoulders out and kind of press into the triceps and the back of the head just enough to lift the heart. Draw those shoulder blades in towards one another and open the hands up to the sky. So you've got like Shavasana, corpse pose arms here. Let's just take a few nice cleansing breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth or nose with a sigh. Maybe one more. And just slowly bring your attention to your forehead. Notice any tension in your forehead, between your brows, in your cheekbones, your jaw, all the muscles and the skin of your face. Just let them relax. And then take your awareness to your chest or your belly, wherever you notice the rise and fall of your breath. Maybe both. Maybe it's up higher in the shoulders. See if you can coax it a little bit lower down into the chest, expanding the lungs. Diaphragm descends down and pushes those inner organs out so that the belly expands. Just watch the trail of the breath. Maybe you notice it coming in through the nostrils. Maybe you can feel it going up into your nasal cavity, your sinuses. Maybe you can feel the sensation as it moves down through your throat or neck. Throat? I'm not sure. I always think of throat as where I eat, but I guess we breathe there too. Just notice the movement of your body and any sensations that you feel along the way, and just watch the breath with your mind's eye. Maybe allow the breath to deepen a little bit, soften a little bit. And then let's just draw those knees away from one another and heel toe the feet in and press the soles of the feet together and let the knees fall out to the sides, coming into a reclined cobbler's pose, butterfly, Baddha Konasana in the Sanskrit. You might want to put a couple blocks or pillows underneath the knees if this is uncomfortable for your inner thighs here. Or you might want to draw the feet a little farther away from the hips. If this is not at all comfortable, go ahead and go back to the previous position. Or you can stretch the legs out nice and long, one at a time. And then let's inhale and raise the arms up and overhead. And give yourself a nice, big, good morning stretch, stretching long through the left side body and long through the right side body. And take a big inhale here, stretching as far away, those fingers from those toes as far away from each other as they can get. And as you exhale, just release and let it go, just like a wet noodle hanging out on this support. And just breathe here, again, watching the breath. If this becomes too intense at any point, go ahead and remove the support. We're just going to be here for a few more breaths together. But when your body says it's time to get out, honor that, please. We're so used to having people tell us not to feel a certain way. I'm sure you've heard this. Don't cry. Don't feel bad. You shouldn't feel bad. You know, don't take it so seriously or whatever. But it is a gift to have our own intuition, our own inner guidance. And the more we honor that, the more we exercise that muscle, the better we will be at recognizing it when we feel it. And with that said, let's all go ahead and bend one knee and then the other if they're not already there, and press the feet in towards the mat. And just windshield wiper the knees gently from side to side with the arms still overhead if that feels good. Just nice and slow here. Gentle, gentle, gentle. Maybe go ahead and send those arms out into a T. And as the knees go to one side, the gaze can go to the opposite side. Knees go up as you inhale, knees to the left, gaze to the right, and vice versa. Inhaling, knees and gaze out to the sky. Getting a nice, slow, gentle twist here. One more time to each side. And then we'll inhale the knees and gaze up to the sky. We'll press into those feet again. Lift the hips and press your support out from underneath the sacrum. Bring the hips back down to the earth and draw one knee and then the other in towards the heart. We'll just rock a little bit from side to side here. Maybe rotate the ankles in one direction and then the other. And then we'll cup those knees in our hands. Inhale and straighten the arms, letting the knees come away from the chest. And then exhale to draw the knees in towards the heart. Inhale to press away. Exhale to draw the knees inward. And if you want to really tap into that core, that lower abdomen here, that root chakra, just focus on that place between the pubic bone and the belly button and the sacrum that we just had our support on. That very core of you where the sexual organs are is associated with our sacral chakra, our area of creativity, also associated with the color orange. It is that part of us where we create. And if you want to really tap into that, you can release the hands and really use those lower abdominals to draw the knees in and extend them out. The next time we draw the knees in, we'll go ahead and make some circles with the knees. So as you inhale, draw the knees away from each other and down away from the heart. And as you exhale, draw the knees in towards each other and up towards the heart. So we're making mirror image circles of the knees here on the ceiling. And again, you can keep the palms cupped over the knees, or you might want to release the hands and use that tapping in power of your creative center to draw the knees in as you exhale and let the knees come away as you inhale. And when you're ready and it feels good to you, you can reverse those circles. Maybe really letting the knees come away and really drawing them in, or maybe keeping these circles subtle and gentle and soft, whatever feels best in your body. And the next time they come up and in towards the heart, go ahead and give yourself a little hug, invite the nose to the knees. And then we'll inhale and stretch everything out nice and long. Send that support away, but keep it close by because we are going to use it again. And we'll just rock and roll up the spine or roll to one side or the other to come to a seat. And once you find yourself seated in a nice tall seat, and hey, you might want to use your support to prop your hips up just a little bit and sit cross-legged here, crisscross applesauce, Sukhasana, or maybe in Siddhasana with one heel drawn in towards the center and the next heel in front of and kind of on top of that one. Letting those knees come down, finding balance here in the sit bones, and then drawing yourself up to a nice tall spine, maybe closing the eyes or maybe keeping them open and keeping yourself attached to the space you're in. Or if you want to come more inward and feel those inner sensations, go ahead and close the eyes, whatever's comfortable for you. And let's just inhale and send the arms out and up towards the sky. And as we exhale, let's interlace those fingers and bring the hands right behind the base of the skull. And the thumbs will be kind of extending down either side of the neck here to support the neck. Let's inhale once again and lift the heart and take a gentle back bend here. And as we exhale, let's draw the belly button towards the spine, the chin towards the chest, and the elbows in toward one another. Inhale, this kind of seated cow, arching the back, lifting the heart. Exhale, rounding back, opening up the spine and the space between the shoulder blades. Just continue moving with your breath here. Focusing on the front line of the body, all the way up the low belly, the mid belly, the heart, the chest, the throat. Exhale on the back body, from the spine, the base of the spine, all the way up to the neck and the base of the skull. 2 more in each direction here. The next time we inhale, let's go ahead and release the hands and exhale to let those fingertips come down towards the earth. Let's roll the shoulders up and back and down, opening up through the heart here. And then let's go ahead and remove that support Again, keep it close. We'll use it again. Actually, I'll put it back over here. And we'll just come to our forearms. We're going to come into happy puppy pose, which is actually Anahata Asana. Anahata being heart in Sanskrit. And we're going to walk those knees back and allow the arms to straighten as much as feels comfortable for you, opening up across the armpit chest, allowing the heart to melt towards the earth, bringing your forehead down to a block, or maybe use that same bolster in such a way that you can still breathe, or bring the forehead down to your mat. Again, this cork mat is totally cool. It's like practicing on the earth. It's really nice and it smells nice, but not strong, not plasticky, which is cool. We'll just breathe here, broadening across the heart as we inhale. And as we exhale, just let go of some tension in the shoulders, maybe drawing them closer together. Expanding through the side body, maybe even pressing into the hands a little bit so that you can draw the hips just a little closer towards the heels. Getting even longer in the side body. Next time we inhale, let's press into those forearms and maybe come into a quick forearm plank here before lowering down to the belly and coming into Sphinx pose. If the low back is not comfortable with the legs closer together, you can kind of take the feet out as wide as the mat or even wider until you have relief in that low back. Or you can keep them as close together as feels good to you. Press into the tops of the feet. Maybe pick up that right leg and act like someone's pulling your leg just a little bit longer and then set it back down. And then pick up the left leg like someone's pulling it just a little longer and set it back down. Draw the heart forward, tuck the chin. Take those shoulders up towards the ears and then inhale to press into the elbows, press into the palms, press into the forearms, and draw the head high up out of those shoulders, just like if it was a cork popping out of a bottle. Tuck the chin so that the neck is a nice long extension of the spine. Gaze down at a focal point on your mat or maybe close your eyes. And just breathe here once again. This time noticing how your belly expands against your mat. And maybe choose to look at that as a little internal massage for your internal organs. And then we'll take the chin down to the chest gently. And the next time you inhale, just roll the right ear towards the right shoulder. Exhale, chin back to chest. Inhale, roll the left ear towards the left shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. We'll just go from side to side. And just find movement that feels good to you. Again, tapping into that intuition and noticing what you feel, increasing your capacity to feel your feelings and acknowledge them and let them guide you. Next time we bring the chin to the chest, let's just go ahead and release the forehead down to the earth, opening up through the arms. Let's swim the arms alongside the body here and just let them rest, palms up, hands behind the hips. Let's inhale here and exhale. And then let's inhale, lift the head, lift the whole shoulders, and reach back to interlace the hands behind the hips. Maybe that's uncomfortable. You might want to just float the palms up towards the sky, or you can interlace and draw those shoulder blades together, strengthening the back here, keeping the neck long and protected. One more inhale, maybe peel one more rib off the floor, and exhale to release. And then we'll send that, we'll kind of scooch over towards the right side of your mat. So you have plenty of room over here on the left. And we're gonna send the left arm, I'm showing my right arm, but you kind of can't see the left arm. First, we'll start sending that left arm out to the left, perpendicular to the body, just like the right is here. You can bring your left cheek, left temple down to the mat, and then use your right hand to press yourself up onto your left side. From here, if you have a pillow or a bolster or something that you want to use to, that's going to be too thick. I'm just going to keep my head down, but if you have a thin pillow or something you want to put up underneath your head, you can do that. And use your right hand as a little kickstand here to keep yourself nice and stable on your left side. And adjust yourself. So if you have any really tender areas, especially if you have like hip bursitis or something like that, you might want to adjust yourself so that you're not lying directly on those spots, or maybe bring a blanket underneath you to give you a little cushion. And we'll stack the hips, stack the knees, stack the ankles. So everything's in a nice long line to one another. And then we'll go ahead and either stay here. This might be enough. And if this is too much for the shoulder, you can just extend the left arm up overhead and even rest the head to the left arm. If you want a little more hip opening, you might bend that top knee and bring the sole of the right foot down to the mat behind your left leg. And maybe open up this hip just a little more. Bring that knee up towards the sky. And breathe here. If you want more of an opening in the front of the body, if you want a bigger quadricep stretch, you can reach back with that right hand for the right foot or ankle or shin, and then draw that right knee alongside the left as close as you can get so that the legs are in line once again. And we'll press that right foot or whatever you've got a hold of back there into the right hand. And draw that right shoulder away and back. And open up through the whole front side. Right. The whole right side of the front of the body. I can speak English most of the time. We'll just breathe here. This is awesome if you sit a lot like I do, or if you ride bikes a lot, or if you're in any kind of position where the hips are contracted. Wherever you are, let's just take one more big breath. And as we exhale, we'll just roll back to the belly. And then we'll scooch over to the left side of the mat. Let the right arm come out to the right side and press into that left hand and use it as a kickstand to get that right side of the body nice and stacked. And I would apologize for my butt being in your face, but I think it's important that you should be able to see what's going on back here with this other arm. And again, if this is uncomfortable, you can extend that bottom arm and just rest the head to the bicep. But this is a great shoulder opener, again, if you're hunched over a desk or a steering wheel or whatever. And this might be enough of an opening right here. Or you might want to use your next inhale to open up that left hip, Bringing the knee towards the sky and the sole of the foot behind the right leg. And breathe here. Notice where you can soften. And this is a big stretch. But notice where you might be contracting muscles that you really don't need to be using right here. And see if you can soften those a bit. And if you want to go deeper again into that front of the thigh, you can reach back for the left foot, shin, ankle, calf, whatever. Maybe just grab the pant leg even. And press that left foot into the left hand as you draw the left knee down in line with the right. And maybe draw that left shoulder back and away. And breathe into the front of the hip flexor. Getting nice and long in that big quadricep. One more breath wherever you are. And then we'll roll back over to the belly here. Bring the forehead back to the mat. Center yourself once again. We'll take those hands alongside the hips. Inhale to peel the heart and the head up from the floor. Interlace your hands once again behind the low back or palms up to the sky. But change your clasp so that the opposite pinky is on top. Let's inhale and peel up just a little bit higher, drawing those shoulders towards one another, realigning the shoulders and the neck and the back here. One more full breath. And as you exhale, release. Bring the palms alongside the shoulders. Press up to tabletop and curl the toes under, pressing the hips all the way back towards the heels. Pop those fingertips up and take a nice extended child's pose here. Breathe into the rib cage, expanding from side to side. Breathe into the armpits and the chest, into the low back. Notice where you see that expansion happening. And then go ahead and untuck the toes and roll yourself one vertebrae at a time all the way up to your hero's pose. Take a moment here to reconnect with your breath, to reconnect with your nice tall spine, finding extension. And then let's just swing the legs out to one side or the other, or bring the hands out in front of you like you're coming into tabletop, but cross the ankles behind you and roll the hips right back over and center yourself here on the mat. Any way you want, we're coming down to the back, but if you want to tap into that sacral chakra once again, really engage that lower abdominal muscle, maybe squeezing the perineum, the Mula Bandha chakra down here, as if you're trying to stop the flow of urine. You squeeze that like a Kegel exercise. You squeeze there, and that really helps you tap into that lower transverse abdominis muscle. And then you might just roll up and down the spine to get back down, or you may want to release the hands and slowly tap into that core, that power center, that creativity center, where we make all the things. And then we'll inhale up, once again into that good morning kind of a stretch. And shoot, I'm on the other side from my bolster, so find your support that we started with. And this time we are going to take it behind the upper back. So starting in the same position that we started in at the beginning, we're sitting on our sit bones, knees bent, soles of the feet on the mat. We're coming down to our forearms first, and we're going to place that support right underneath the shoulder blades, like the low shoulder blades, so that the arms are extending above your support. The heart, the back of the heart is resting across your support, and the back of the head comes down to your mat. Or you might want to use a little rolled up blanket or pillow or something if that's a big strain on the neck here. And we'll just bring those legs out to that constructive rest pose once again. Feet as wide as the mat or however close they need to be for those knees to be resting comfortably on one another. And we'll open up the backs of the shoulders. Again, make any adjustments that you need to make to find comfort here and ease. And then come back to that breath, traveling the path along with it, with your inner awareness. Inhaling and exhaling. See if you can draw that breath all the way down deep into the lower belly. Tapping into that sacral chakra, once again, that place of creativity. And knowing that you have increased your capacity to know your feelings, to feel what's happening in your body. And using that knowledge to get closer to your own intuition, your own inspiration of creativity. And if you'd like to change your leg position to either Baddha Konasana with the soles of the feet together, maybe knees supported, maybe not, or extend the legs out long, finding Shavasana legs here. Whatever feels good in your body, this is going to be our final resting pose here. If this is not comfortable for you, go ahead and take any supports out and come into your traditional, comfortable Shavasana resting place. But if this is cool with you, go ahead and stay here. And we'll just let go of thoughts of the breath and let go of watching the body and let go of forcing the expansion. And for this time, for a few more soft, gentle, quiet breaths, just let go of anything but this time and this place. Allow yourself to be soft and relaxed. Allow your body to be in control of all of its functions, trusting your body that it knows what it needs and it knows how to get it. And letting it lead the way. Allow the shoulders to relax and soften. Allow the skin of the face to be nice and smooth and rested. Relax the fingers and the palms. Let the thighs be nice and heavy and the belly be nice and soft. Just notice the heaviness of your legs lying on the mat. How relaxed and open your knees and ankles are. Heavy and yet weightless at the same time. Let's take 3 more breaths together. Then go ahead and just find a little gentle movement, maybe starting with wiggling just your toes. And then maybe pointing and flexing the feet and rotating the ankles in one direction and then the other. And we'll just bend the knees and bring the soles of the feet back to the mat. And once again, we'll just windshield wiper the knees from side to side. And whenever the knees end up on whatever side you like to roll over onto, go ahead and roll over onto that side. And just press yourself up and off your support when you're ready to. And we'll come into a nice, comfortable, soft seat, whatever seat serves you best today. Let your hands be resting on your thighs or knees. Let your shoulders come away from your ears. Sit up in all your regal height with your strong, beautiful spine. And then we'll inhale the arms up, bringing them alongside the ears, bringing the palms together, and exhale, hands down to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me today for this practice. I hope it has been beneficial for you. And if you liked it, please do all the things to share this video. And maybe the next time you share one of my videos, it'll have a little better, well, not next time, but in the future, it'll have some better video footage for you. Until then, the light within me honors and reveres the light within each of you. Namaste.